In Smash Bros., controlling the pace of the match is crucial to winning. And the best way to control the pace of the match is to control the stage. The most obvious way of doing this is by sending the opponent off stage and preventing them from recovering. But even when the opponent is on the stage, you want to keep them on their toes and not let them move around the way they want. In general, the best place to be is at center stage, on the stage's main ground. This area gives you the lowest chance of being sent off stage by an opponent's stray attack. The closer you are to the stage's corners, the more likely you are to be sent off stage. It's also more favorable for you to be below the opponent instead of above them, as being below them gives you more options to attack them. So being on an elevated soft platform is considered less favorable than being on the main ground, which is a hard platform. If you're able to hit the opponent onto a platform and they miss the tech, then you would likely want to land on the platform as well to extend your combo, or at least hit them with a quick aerial to send them flying. Bottom line, try to stay on the center stage's main ground as much as possible. While both players are moving around the stage, you'll want to control the opponent's movement as much as you can. As mentioned previously, the best way to do that is to force the opponent to recover from too far away so they lose a stock. But on stage, you want to make the opponent play the game at your pace. This will heavily depend on the remaining stocks each player has, who has the higher damage percent, and how much time is left. If you have more stocks than the opponent, then you'll want to stay at center stage, or at least somewhere far away from the opponent, and force them to approach you. You can charge up a projectile, if you have one, or you can camp in a spot away from the opponent and throw out projectiles all day, even if you can't charge them. Even if you don't have any projectiles or any way of charging up or accumulating resources, you can still use your mobility to run circles around the opponent if your character is fast enough. The opponent will then have to run towards you to progress the match, while also having to avoid whatever projectiles or items you throw at them. But if your character is slow and doesn't have anything to charge up, then you're going to have a rough time. For characters like this, patience is key. Another option is to stay in a corner of the stage voluntarily so you can make the opponent come to you and throw them off stage more easily. But you could also get thrown off stage more easily if you do this, so be careful. On the other hand, if you're at a stalker percent disadvantage, you'll have to approach the opponent to try and take their stocks. The flow of the match and the best decisions on what you should do and where you should go change throughout the match. Pay attention to if you're winning or losing and adjust your movement accordingly. Sometimes the best movement option is to just not move at all. In addition to moving around the stage, throwing out attacks is another way to control the stage. Many characters have projectiles that travel straight ahead, and which are good for long-range sniping. The opponent wants to avoid these projectiles by jumping, rolling, dodging, or shielding. You could also attack with a projectile or melee attack of your own, reflect the projectile, or absorb it in a few select cases. This is the most basic instance of a push and pull between players. One player throws out a projectile or attack to control the stage and pressure the opponent, while the other player responds in a way they think best fits the situation. Of course, there's much more to playing the game than just these single interactions. For example, the opponent could immediately run in and grab you after you respond to their projectile. But this is a good starting point in understanding how to control the stage and the pace of the game. Just don't get careless by throwing out these attacks with no rhyme or reason. The opponent can see what you're doing and punish you for it afterwards. Smash is a game all about positioning and movement. If I had to sum it up with one phrase, it would be that Smash is a king of the hill type of game. You want to be the last man standing on the stage at the end of the match, and all the tools you have are meant to help with that end goal. So make sure you use everything at your disposal to come out on top.
Whoa, win!